My opinions of the Boston Celtics, including Jordan Walsh this summer, are not being met very kindly. So let's get a second opinion. Am I right about not being impressed? It's all right now on the Locked On Celtics podcast.
Beantown, be ever ready. It's the C's. Who else could it be? What they gon' say now? Screaming like JT, Karalis. We kept the madness every game, every practice. Primetime Depp and D White on the sideline. Raining J's, how it started, raising banners, how we finished. Locked On Celtics pod, home of the winners.
Hey there, welcome back to the Locked On Celtics podcast right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day. Your team is the Boston Celtics. I talk about them every Monday through Friday. Well, at least for the next 12 days. And then we go to 3 days a week for August, part of September. In the middle of September, we're back to 5 days a week. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. Watch the show on YouTube. Get into the comment section. Share your thoughts. A lot of people have been sharing their thoughts with me. By the way, I'm John Karalis, beat writer covering the Celtics for Boston Sports Journal. I've also written a couple of books covering the Celtics. So, I feel like I've got a good grasp on these guys, but some people disagree. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Today, we're doing summer league evaluations. Celtics have at least 2 more games, maybe one more after 3. I don't know. The summer league with the stupid playoff thing, whatever. There's still games to play. We're kind of at the midway point. We're going to give a quick evaluation here, and I'm going to do it with my guy, Tom Westerholm. Find his Celtics work at boston.com. Tom, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm great, man. This is just living a glorious life, questioning the improvement of certain guys and getting demolished in the comments.
I think it's always important to remember that everything you see in Summer League is transferable. And
everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. Which is okay.
It is now the time to start forming cemented opinions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which is why I still think Carson Edwards can earn some minutes in this year's team. Like, hey, the guy is a proven bucket getter. He's shown it.
Yeah.
Let's give the kid a chance to make some
buckets. Give him the rock and get out of the way.
That's right. Yeah. Who cares how many shots it takes? 25, 30, 40?
Waters. 2 guys who need to just give them
2 guys that just dominate in Las Vegas have dominated in the G League, shown some real G League chops.
Another set of games that translates perfectly to NBA success, the NBA G League.
The G League. Quick, name the last 2 G League MVPs.
JD Davison.
And?
I don't got the second one.
Slam dunk champion Mac McClung.
Oh yeah.
Good yeah. People will say, like, I get down on JD Davison because I'm like, look, I'm going to repeat myself. This is probably the 4th or 5th time I've said it this week alone. JD Davison is one of the best basketball players in the world. Mm-hmm. Just by he's a fringe NBA player, but he's still a fringe NBA player. There's like 500, 600, 700 people. 700 in a world of what? I don't know.
Increasingly global game.
You're right. More and more people are playing, and JD Davison.
More and more people are playing it.
More and more every day. And even Jordan Walsh, I'll throw him in here as we transition into the actual. But like, these guys are incredible basketball players who just in the course of these conversations, my assertion is you're just not one of the top 500 to 600. Maybe you're somewhere from 600 to 700, but I just don't see you as the top 500 of all the basketball players in the world. So I think all of these guys are incredibly good at the game of basketball. But as we watch Summer League, I'm looking, and I got to start with Jordan Walsh because, like I said, I see the comments. I'm like, okay, this is getting comical at some point here. He's been scoring. He's averaging 14.3 points per game, but 43% shooting, just under 36% from three, so below average shooting percentages. But it's only 3 games, so you can't really get into that. But the whole thing, and we were talking a little bit about this before the show, and you asked me the question, have you seen any real improvements in his game? And that's where the crux of my disappointment is. Like, at this point, year 3, a guy who has had some NBA experience, right? Jordan Walsh has played in NBA games. He's been in the locker room with NBA players, learned in practices. He should be at least better. He should be further along, I think, than he is right now, which is why it's like, okay, yes, it's good that he is having some success here, but also I'm not moved by that success. I'm not impressed by that success. It's basically, to me, he's a great athlete and a good basketball player, scoring 14 points a game in the summer league. It might have been more if he didn't get ejected.
Yeah.
But like, okay, it's still, I don't know. I'm not moved by it, Tom. What's your take on Jordan's summer?
Yeah, I mean, there was that like that first play in the Memphis game where not the first play, but like, one of the first plays in that Memphis game where he does that, like, get off me. And he has that huge one-handed slam. And it's like, oh,
yep. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Like, but I think so far, I think what we're seeing is a guy who he's sharper, right? He's a lot sharper than he was. And that's what you would hope. You would hope to see that after 3 years, right? Or after 2 full seasons, right? And some of those games have been in the NBA. Yeah, you would hope to see that he's sharper defensively, that he's getting out to contest, that he's reading passing lane, he's making good defensive reads from time to time, and that he's making some shots, and the shot looks somewhat improved, right? When I asked you before, I wasn't like, it's not that there's nothing that's better. There's some things that are better. The problem to me is that I think entering your 3rd summer league, there needs to be more better. Like, the jump should be more significant than it has been. And I mean, look, I think I'm sympathetic to the argument that Jordan Walsh is not going to have, like, that if he came out and was just being a superstar out there, it would almost not be transferable, because, like, he's not going to be a superstar on the NBA team that he's going to be playing on, so it's right. Like, if he was like, you wouldn't necessarily expect, you wouldn't be looking for that to translate anyway. But I don't know. I'm not wildly unimpressed. I'm just kind of not. I think I'm with you. I'm not moved. He has shown the kind of improvements that you would hope to see from a G League player who played some NBA minutes and is now in his 3rd summer league, but not to the point of breaking into a rotation, not to the point of really contributing to a team that's going to need some cheap production. Like, this is a season that is just on a platter for guys like Jordan Walsh,
my God, yes.
Like, this is the kind of opportunity that you dream of when you're laboring away in Portland, Maine, and you're trying to improve your game. This is the kind of season that, like, it's perfect. And I'm not seeing a lot of stuff that's making me think, oh, he's going to grab this opportunity by the horns.
I'm looking at little things, right? Like, I want to see you use a change of speed to your advantage. I don't see him doing that. I want to see you be, smarter than the guy in front of you in summer league, not just faster, not just jump higher or even stronger. Like, I want to see you be smarter than that guy and apply the lessons that you've learned in summer league. And it's tough. And some of this stuff, I admit it could border on the unfair, because other guys in summer league are also not good, right? So it's not just Jordan, it's Hugo Gonzalez is his head's like just swimming. Like who knows? Like he went from, hey, I'm playing for Real Madrid. Oh, okay. I'm going to stay up till 6 a.m. I got drafted. 2 days later, I'm here. I'm doing some sort of community event. I'm answering questions. Then I got 2 practices. Now I'm in Las Vegas. Okay. I get that. That's going crazy. A lot of guys are in the scene. You got Kenny Lofton Jr. in that first game, just being like, you know what? My ball, give me that. I'm going to do my thing. And so that doesn't make it very easy for some of the things that I'm asking for. So I understand that some of this stuff can be a little on the unfair side. I understand that. I'm still, though, not seeing third-year NBA guy.
That's it.
And I know he's only 21, but he's also third-year NBA guy. And at this point, in this setting, you should be like, oh, watch this little trick that I learned. I learned this from watching, I don't know, Steph Curry. I saw him, a couple times, and I saw his little trick, and I'm going to try this.
Guarding Jayson Tatum in practice.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
all of this stuff. That's it. And that's kind of the stuff that I'm not seeing. And maybe in 2 years we'll see it somewhere. I don't know if he's got 2 years here to
that's the thing.
Grow that. And that's the question, right? That's the question. How much longer does Jordan Walsh? Let's continue that, because I don't know how much longer Jordan Walsh. Maybe he has more time than we thought. But how long do you let a guy try to develop, especially the guy that's like at the end of the second round, right? Like we have to be real about this. We'll talk about that when we come back. Today's show is brought to you by Open Phone. Running a business is difficult, and every missed call is money left on the table. If you are calling for some sort of service and they don't answer right away, you don't just sit there and be like, I'll wait for them to get back. You move on. You go to the next person who can provide that service. Open Phone is the #1 business phone system that's built to streamline and scale your customer communications, all from a simple app, one app on your phone or your computer. Open Phone lets you manage business calls and texts from one single app. They have a shared inbox feature. That's a game changer because your whole team can hop into any conversation instantly. It makes your whole thing look big, and no one misses a beat. Their AI agent handles calls after hours, so if you have a life or are asleep for however little you sleep, they can still answer common questions, capture leads, so you never miss a customer. Open Phone is offering you 20% off your first month, 6 months at openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. That's openphone, openphone.com/LockedOnNBA. If you have an existing number with another service, Open Phone will port all of those over at no extra charge. Open Phone, no missed calls, no missed customers. Thank you for making Locked On Celtics your first listen every day. Would love it if you make your second listen Locked On NBA or Locked On NBA Game Night. Game Night is obviously going to keep up with all of the Summer League games, get you in touch with all of the things that are the big stories that are happening at the Summer League. Locked On NBA's got all the big NBA stories coming up, like Bradley Beal signing with the LA Clippers. That's going to be a big one. That's going to be on Locked On NBA. So check that out wherever you get this podcast. Let's get back to the conversation here, primarily about Jordan Walsh. We'll get to Charles Bassey in a little bit, but the conversation about Jordan, I guess at the center of it is, how much longer is he going to be around? Like, how much longer do you wait and see? Because one of the arguments is he's only 21. Why would you give up on a guy that's only 21? But guys at the end of the second round, that they didn't have that talent to begin with, and somewhere along the way, a lot of these guys that became big in the second round, like they showed it, and people saw it, and we're like, okay, we might actually have something here. With Jordan, he's got a team option for next year. Do you just pick that up and just say, okay, you got this season, you got next season? Is he going to go to another summer league? Like, I don't know at what point do you say, okay, this $2.5 million, like, we've seen it, we've tried it, and it's like, okay, good luck. We hope that you succeed somewhere, but we need this roster spot and we need this money to give to somebody else, because you could easily say, hey, I like what I've seen from Charles Bassey. We got 15 roster spots. Let's just say, okay, Jordan Walsh, you're done. Let's give Bassey a shot and see if that can work out. I don't know. This is why I've been like characterizing it as I'm not out on Jordan Walsh.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my watch. The party is like getting late, and I'm just wondering if there's going to be anything interesting left at this party before I leave it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the part of the allure with Walsh, obviously, right, is that guys with his dimensions and his athleticism are just uncommon. Like you don't get a lot of those guys, especially a guy who plays with as much sort of verve as he does, right? Like,
Ooh, verve.
Plays
Is that what got him ejected? Too much verve?
Too much verve. A lot of verve. No, he plays really hard. He's super athletic. He's so long. He's, got great height for the NBA. Like, these are things that you can't teach and that you do give extra opportunities to, right? Like, second rounder or not second rounder, a guy with these dimensions and there's something there. And that's why, after 2 seasons and a fine, but not like super impressive start to the summer league, you and I are like, well, not out on Jordan Walsh. Definitely not out on Jordan Walsh. That's not what I'm saying.
That's right.
But what I am, yeah. And you ask the question like, okay, how much longer does he have? He for sure has this year, right? And that's the nice thing for him is like, okay, however this summer league goes or doesn't go, whatever, yada, yada, he's still going to get plenty of opportunities this season when it actually matters to prove whether or not he belongs in the NBA. He's going to have lots of opportunities. Mm-hmm. And so, how it's a weird situation for him to be in, because it's like, man, I really was hoping he was going to show me something in summer league. And it's like, okay, but if he doesn't, the NBA opportunity is still going to be there. And that's what really matters. If he was averaging 30 a game in summer league and then he went out and was really mediocre in the regular season, he wouldn't be around next season, probably. Right. Like, so the opportunity is still 100% there for him. And I feel like we said very similar things about him last yeir, right? Like, we were already starting to
probably, yes.
We were starting to tap our watches a little bit about it last year already. But listen, that's what that kind of height and length and athleticism will do for you. It'll buy you a whole nother year, a whole nother cycle of us tapping our watches about you.
Right. So last year was like hey, do you want another drink? And you're like, all right, I have one more. More. Now I've finished that drink and it's like, I think I'm done. I'm done with the drinks. Unless something comes up that makes me like, oh, I got to stick around for this.
Right. Now I've been peeling the label off the bottle for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, that's right. So, but there are people who are still having a lot of fun at this party. And that's the thing. I'm still like, all right, which keeps me around.
I mean, a few times a game, or a few times, a couple times an hour during this party, you're like, oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that he hit that shot from very deep. That was
great. So, it's not. So I'm not out. I'm not out. But this is a cruel world. NBA basketball is a cruel world, man. Like, you get chewed up and spit out. And guys who are really, really good at basketball don't make it. That's it. That's just how it goes. Guys, the difference between a guy catching on and a guy being like, well, I guess let me see what Fibonacci or whatever that team is that everybody seems to go to. Like, whatever it is. Like,
that Fibonacci sequence.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Didn't they make a movie about that? Didn't Tom Hanks or somebody try to? Anyway.
Fenerbahce, check ball, Celtics in 5.
But the difference between making it and going over there is like slim. It's a turned ankle. It's it's where you get drafted. It's your agent taking the call and being like, oh, the Celtics called and they said 2, and you're like, yes, okay, fine. And on the other line was, I don't know, the Hornets with more of an opportunity, but you just agreed and you took it and you were whatever. But the point is here with Jordan that It's the talent is there. You gotta so far not impressed. But I also say, to be fair, we weren't impressed with Sam Hauser a couple years ago. Who was the other dude that we were arguing for? The right? Remember him?
The guy who was delivering pizzas.
Yeah. I'm totally drawing a blank on his name.
Grave digging or whatever he was doing.
That's right. That's right. But you and me, Matt.
No, was it Matt?
I think
this is embarrassing, dude. Yeah.
Well, no, I know, but the whole point is because we don't remember his name off the top of our head.
Oh man, they let the Lakers get that guy? Jeez.
Yeah. And you and I were like, man, he's so much better off the dribble than Hauser. Hauser's more of a set shooter. I remember you and me doing that podcast.
Oh yeah.
And
100%. Yep.
Yes. And that was 2 seasons ago. So it's very easy to be wrong. That's why I'm not making a definitive. We're done with Jordan Walsh. No, I'm not done with Jordan Walsh. But it just makes the preseason more important. It makes the beginning of next season more important. Just everything is more important to me now for Jordan because, okay, if he could have 3 awesome summer league games, and I'd be like, oh, okay, now I see it now. And if he does, I'll say it. Yes. But if this just keeps going the way it's going, it's disappointing summer league. All right, the preseason, his minutes got to be good, and so we'll get to that in a second. Well, your reaction there in just a second because I still want to get to Charles Bassey because I do think that's a guy. I said summer league evaluations. I should have just put 2 names on this list.
If you give me 45 seconds, I could talk about Baylor Scheierman. We can have 3.
Okay, we'll do that. Right. We'll do that too. All right. We're nothing if not accommodating here on the Locked On Celtics podcast. Today's show is brought to you by Monarch Money. You need control of your finances, right? It's very easy to spend money, right? I admit I'm a spender. So I like to pick up a drink or 2 on a bar tab. I like to get food delivered. I like to go out and if I've got money in my pocket, it's a good chance it's going to get spent. So Monarch Money is going to help me more than budget. It's going to be a complete financial command center. All my accounts, all my investments, all my spending, it's all in one place. My wife's too. We can put all of that there. So I'm not just managing my money. It's more about building your wealth. So when you start tracking your spending, you can look at the little things. Okay, it's fine to make an in-game purchase, but keep it in check. It's fine to get delivery, but keep it in check. So you start to look at the numbers and you go, oh, okay, that's too much of this. Monarch Money can help you kind of drive that to the right place. Having everything in one app makes it easier to manage your money day to day, and it gets you to a financial goal that you've been. So if you want to buy a car, buy a house, or anything like that, take a vacation, it can help do all of that for you. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONNBA at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONNBA for half off your first year. I want to thank you for being an everydayer here with me Monday through Friday. Show goes down to 3 days a week in August, and then in the middle of September back up to 5 days. So you can make sure you're subscribed there. We also have Locked On Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots, Locked On, whatever your favorite team is in the NBA, you're here with the Celtics, but NFL, NHL, MLB, it's all there. So make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcast. All right, let's wrap up the Jordan Walsh conversation. Now, you had a response to me, Tom.
Well, and it's perfect because it's nice and short, which was just your point about how brutal this league is. One of the guys I always go back to with that is Shane Larkin, where it's like, this is a guy who has just absolutely demolished overseas and was, was in the rotation for the Celtics, for a stretch there, close to the rotation, right? One of those fringy rotation guys goes overseas and is just one of, absolute dominant MVP kind of guy. And it's like, these are decisions that you have to make as a professional player. Do you keep trying to, at what point do you are you for sure an NBA player versus at what point do you go live a wonderful life, making lots of money in a beautiful, we've talked about this before, in a beautiful location somewhere else. And
Wonderful, it's like,
Barcelona. Beautiful, but Barcelona always does kind of seem to be the spot that we land on, which
yes.
I'm here for. But
totally.
But yeah, I think I'm not saying, and again, to be abundantly clear, neither of us is saying that Jordan Walsh is at the point where he needs to go play in Barcelona right now. But it's like those are the kinds of things that you have to start thinking about at some point when you're a fringy guy. And so far, I think the biggest thing that we're seeing is that Jordan Walsh is absolutely still a fringy guy. And the Celtics kind of need him to be a rotation-y guy sooner rather than later. So
that's probably the best way to put it. He's still a fringe guy, and they need him to be a rotation guy. The name we were looking for before was Matt Ryan.
Yes, I kept wanting to say Reynolds, and I'm like, I know that's not.
That's right. That's right. Matt Ryan, who at this point, spent last season with the Knicks, mostly Westchester. So,
it says here that he's a former professional football quarterback, actually. So,
yeah.
You've heard that about Matt Ryan.
Yeah, there's same guy. I think totally the same guy. Trying to do the Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders thing.
Pick a
for sure.
Yeah.
There's, the comments are going to be brutal on that. People are going to believe it. Okay. Charles Bassey. Now I think this is going to be a case of, I had higher expectations for Jordan, and he's playing a certain way. And I'm like, ugh. I had no expectations for Charles Bassey, and he's playing a certain way. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't think Bassey is playing. He's look, the two doubles were really, really good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity for offensive rebounds in the summer league.
Yeah, there is.
You know what I mean? Like offensive rebounding numbers, I'm sure, are just off the charts for certain guys. But okay, so they're there. You got to get them.
You got to go get them.
You got to go get them. And if they're there and you get them, that looks great. I think the Celtics front court situation is so bad that I'm like, yes, Charles Bassey, give me more Bassey. Completely understanding that the Spurs had him.
And the only solution is Charles Bassey.
That's right. Yeah. The Spurs had him. The Spurs completely could have been like, yes, we like what you do. And they chose to say no and sign Luke Cornett.
Charles Bassey on him.
And Charles. Oh, God. Thanks for listening, everybody.
No, I lost my 45 seconds of Scheierman.
No, but the Spurs had him. They said, nope, we'd rather have a Luke Cornett and Kelly Olynyk than Charles Bassey.
Fair.
And I'm like, I still want to see it. I still kind of want to see it. And I want to know for myself. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. What do you think about Bassey?
Yeah, no, I think, I mean, how much it's with Walsh, it's like, man, I was hoping to see a little more. And it's with Bassey, it's a little bit more like, man, how much worse could it be? Right? It's like,
yeah.
It's like, yeah, he's looked pretty good in summer league. And it's like, brother, if you can walk, put 2 feet in front of the other and be tall, you got a shot at the rotation for the Boston Celtics this season.
Uh-huh.
Like, I mean, I think, give it a shot. Why not? Like, he's probably a little more experienced than, I mean, I don't know who's more experienced, Bassey or Keita. It's like, probably Bassey, right? Yeah.
Bassey, yeah.
So, I don't know. Why not? That's really what I come down to. Literally, it's just why not? And like,
it really is.
And that tells you where the Celtics are at this season, right? Like, imagine last year being like, I don't know, why not put this guy in the rotation?
Oh my God.
Like, last year's rotation was locked, and this year's rotation is just kind of like, sure.
What the hell? Why not? Sure.
So I mean, and I'm not trying to minimize Bassey either. Like, I thought he's looked pretty good. Like, there's some there, and obviously, like, again, at Summer League, this is a guy with experience who is, you would hope for him to look pretty good at Summer League, and the fact that he has, Jordan Walsh needed to look really good at Summer League for us to be like, wow, this guy's a rotation player, because there's guys in front of him who are obviously going to get the lion's share of those minutes. Bassey really, again, just kind of needed to look like he has a pulse. And he's actually looked pretty good at Summer League. And to me, that is more than enough excuse to be like, yeah, I might want to give that a shot.
I got on him for like lining up a blocked shot versus getting in position to you just stay with the defender or ride the defender kind of off his lane or off his line or you challenge the shot versus trying. So I do have the question mark of like, okay, is his head more like, is he tilted towards the Hassan Whiteside kind of side of like, I'm just going to chase these blocks, or can he be coached into, no, that's you got to get position on that. So you don't force the help behind you and you don't give up the rebound and so on and so forth, but it's worth a shot. That he is definitely in worth a shot category. And that's it. That's it. Okay, Tom.
Yes.
45 seconds. We're going to start the stopwatch. You got 45 seconds on Baylor Scheierman. Ready?
Let's keep it up so I can see it. Okay. So the thing that I really like about Baylor Scheierman, and he hasn't shot the ball that well. He hasn't like blown the doors off anything. And he's 24 years old. So like all those caveats, like 100%, he's like, 3 years older than Jordan Walsh. But the thing I like about Baylor Scheierman is that he's at the Summer League giving you these moments that are like, oh, wow, that was pretty cool. And I don't have a good reason for this other than kind of eye test, but I think those like, whoa, he just threw that pass sitting down across the court to Jordan Walsh for a streaking dunk. Whoa, he just threw that, really nice bounce pass, pick and roll, whatever. I think he just shot that from like mid-court, basically. I think those moments matter.
Look at that. Look at 40, almost right on the money. Almost right on the money.
Professional.
Now I wonder if I wasn't showing you those numbers, but
yeah, that would have been. I would have. Yeah,
you would have kept going.
I would have gone over by a little bit.
I agree with you. I agree with you on Baylor. I think that he's, I read that he's tinkering with his shot. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not there to talk to him about what exactly he's tinkering with. Something about maybe his hips and staying more square or whatever. Okay, fine.
Odd looking shot.
Yeah, I don't like the way his shot looks. Be honest with you, but I've learned that with shooters that it doesn't matter. I've seen Reggie Miller. Like Reggie Miller had the grossest jump shot I've ever seen. It was a legendary shot. So I'm like, hey, the number one rule about a jump shot is, does it go in? Yeah. And that's like, if it goes in, great. Now it hasn't gone in this summer, but it went in at a 40% clip in G League. So I'm like, okay, don't like the fact that you're not making the shots, but it's okay. If you're tinker, this is the time to tinker. You want to refine, go ahead and refine. That this is the time to do all that stuff. I do like the other stuff. I do think that he's one of the guys, and I think Bassey falls into this a little bit too. He's like, okay, this is an NBA player, right? And this is the difference, right? I've just seen these little things from Scheierman that's like makes me go like, that this is an NBA player who is making, plays against Summer League guys.
Yeah.
And I just, when it comes to Jordan, to bring it back full circle, I still see like you said before, the fringe guy who's just, I think, faster and, better, like just more athletic. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that people make is they fall in love with the athletic guys at Summer League. And athletic guys at Summer League can score and look great, but I want to see the guys making the plays, the decisions, the reads, that stuff. And I just haven't seen enough of that from Jordan. I've seen some of it from Charles Bassey, and I've seen more of it from Scheierman. I think Scheierman has had a generally good Summer League. I don't know. Has he been the best player on the team?
No. I guess. I don't know.
Who's been the best? That's the question. Who's been the best? That's so hard to say. I hate
nobody's really, because that's the thing. Nobody's like elevated themselves, and that's okay.
It's fine. It's
fine.
Didn't
come into Summer League with like a stud that you're like, whoa, look at Cooper Flag. We can shut him down after 2 days because like he's amazing. Right. Like, they didn't come in with that guy, and that's fine. So,
All right. I guess we'll wrap it up there. I don't know, they have Hugo Gonzalez. I just haven't seen enough. He just looks like a overwhelmed young kid sometimes.
I love watching him though, because it's like you could just the basket. It's so naked on his face. It's just like you could just see everything just being like, whoa, what is going on? Like I don't know. It's endearing in a way that it's like, yeah, man, I get why you're feeling that way.
Yeah. No, I joke around about it because like there's like these T-shirts out there that says I'm not yelling, I'm Greek. You know, there's like I'm not yelling, I'm Italian, and I'm not yelling, I'm Spanish. Like there's like that that region along the Mediterranean. I don't know what it is, but it brings out the emotions in a lot of us. It's the same thing if you walk down the street, like we say Barcelona or in Naples or in Athens. You're at some coffee shop and there's two dudes just very animated. So emotions are going crazy. And like we all carry that everywhere. And I think that type of just personality trait from the region is very evident in a young man, 19 years old, who is just wearing everything, like you said, just wearing it all on his sleeve. It's yeah. So he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I see it. I get why they like him. I get why they like him. Yeah. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there because there's still more to talk about. We'll get to like Amari Williams and all that stuff. Sad to say though, there's gonna be no flashcard Friday because the Celtics play on Thursday night, and so the Friday podcast will be a post game podcast. So sorry, Tom, no flashcards this week. Don't apologize to me. Apologize to the listeners. It's their loss. It is. Yeah. I'm sorry, listeners. Just gonna have to live without the flashcards, and gonna have to live without Tom because this is it. This is the only Tom appearance this week. Sad to say. Bye, Tom. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. I always appreciate Tom Westerholm. Thank you. I appreciate you listening, watching, wherever you're consuming this podcast. Thank you so much. Get into the comment section on YouTube. I see them. I see what you're saying. I don't respond to all of them, but I do see what you're saying. I hope I'm making my point clear about what I'm seeing with these guys. It's so tough to evaluate summer league talent because there's so many outside factors, but we're trying our best. And hopefully I'll say this again. I would love to be wrong. This is the one place I would love to be wrong. I would love for Jordan Walsh to come in next year and be like superstar, right? Part of the rotation and feeling great. And just, we could laugh about some of the summer league stuff. I hope I'm wrong, but we'll see. So we'll see what else I might be wrong about if you continue listening to the podcast. Make sure you subscribe wherever you get your podcast. The show is free. It's 5 days a week for the rest of this month. Then a brief few weeks at 3 days a week and back up to 5. So do that. Get into the comment section, share your thoughts, and share the podcast. Tell everybody they should be listening to and watching the Locked On Celtics podcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. It's your team every day.